how your courage was built before 18 years old. How?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's part of my ancestral line.
Okay.
What I know about my grandparents who all worked with their talents. There has been another decisive moment, a little bit later in my life, where I was in a big conflict.
Oh.
And I had to go to a meeting, and my father was visiting me, and I was asking him, what shall I do and how shall I solve this conflict? And he said to me, you have to be nobody's slave.
Oh.
Poof. Which was also something like, okay.
Yeah.
And it gave me the freedom to enter this conflict open, and not small and thinking, oh, maybe I'm wrong and maybe this and maybe that. So I think those moments in our life where people say such things to us, or we meet somebody who knows us and guides us. Help us. And I have found that the sound is an enormous guide. When we really listen to our own singing, we can understand ourselves deeply, and we can also heal the wounding that we have. And I think you know that, you have experienced that yourself.
That's true.
And you said I had to cry sometimes.
Yeah, it's approved. It's efficacy. Because we believe the crying tears will be the best medicine.
Yeah.
To cure.
Yeah, it washes away what has been blocked in us or not experienced, not felt. And for my life, sound has become my guide. Also, when I don't know what to do and I don't know what to choose, listening and singing clarifies things for me. Then I know the next step. I don't know step number 10, but the next step I know.
Yeah. It's like we just follow our intuitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always talking to people for the when people are he's or she's approaching 40 years old. The psychologist Carl Jung always mentions you better start to listen to or use your intuition to guide your life.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So your last sharing conversation, you mentioned your father she showed up when you were in your conflict, and what he talked to you just showed a very approval of your self-dependence.
Yeah,
And
because he didn't tell me what to do. He told me, you are what you are. This is who you are. And if he had told me what I should do, I would probably not have done it.
Yeah, sure. There would be never this interview. So I think you have a great father. I assume he had been always been supportive to you.
Yes.
He wanted you to just be yourself, other than anyone else, no matter how great they would be. Was there any other tremendous challenges in your life after you started to train people with the Pansori Living Sound, the techniques and the philosophy?
Yes.
Okay.
Because for me, the big change was that I went in front of groups and started talking about Pansori. The first, I think, 40 years of my life, I listened. I remember going for the first time to the East, and there was a doctor who had asked me if I could come and teach Pansori. I said, yes, of course. And he'd asked me, can you sing for a group of cancer patients?
Oh.
And I was thinking, well, yes, fine, maybe 25, 30 people, that's fine. I'm willing to do that. And then we are going to the venue, and I asked how many people will be there. And he said about 700.
100.
And my partner who was with me said, Yvonne, that's very different. And I said, yes, but I'll do it. And before the singing, I would never have done it. I would have run away and said, no, I can't do it. This is too much. So the singing and Pansori teaching Pansori has made it possible for me too to really share what is important also in my life, to share from my heart and to bring that to people, and to people who know me now never believe me how I was 30 years ago. They say they say it's so easy for you to talk, and you talk for big groups, and you guide conferences, you do all these things. And I said, before the singing, I would not have done it. I would have said, let somebody else do it. I can't. So that is a really big change that the teaching has brought me.
Yeah. There's a saying, so teaching is the best learning.
You can only teach what you really learned.
Yes. Yeah.
And I've done many things in my life before the singing, and I always did them once, and then I was bored. I thought, well, let's look for something else. The singing has not bored me since 30 years. Because I also experience it, it's always new. It is still developing.
Yes.
It is not something that is fixed yet. It's something that is open and
very open.
I also feel that we are as humanity, we are only at the beginning of this vibrational revolution, as you call it. And we are discovering parts of it and ways, and we discover, yes, that can work, and that not so, when we go this way, maybe that works better.
Yeah, I understand what they are saying because I had the experience. Yeah, just like what I mentioned, it's just the possibilities, just no boundary. And also during the preparation for today's interview, there's maybe a kind of inner voice. It spoke to me. It looks only mind and sound can penetrate physical structures in this 3D physical world. It's I think it's an interesting connection between mind and sound. And you mentioned the vibrations. It's the frequency. It's it's an energy working, right?
And it's like the sounds go in a resonance with the tissue and the structure and the place where change has to happen. One of the research I did was with somebody who was paralyzed, and his brain was also damaged during an accident. The front part of his brain and the back part caused spasms. And the front part was not alert anymore. So we did this research. We put like a bathing cap on his head with 19 different places to measure the frequencies in the head before the singing, during the singing, and after the singing. And what turned out, what also surprised me, I was singing a tone with a lot of partial tones, with a lot of high frequency tones. And what turned out, what the woman who did the test was also surprised. She said, it's surprising because the tone you sing is a rich tone, but it seems as if the brain takes from the sound what it needs, because the back part of the brain where these spasms came from was much calmer, and the front part of the brain that was not active anymore was activated. So that also surprised me, because I did not do anything with the sound, but it seemed that the brain could absorb the sounds that it needed. That research taught me a lot. That there is an inner, and we often call it the self-healing of the self-healing mechanism that knows very well what is healing and what is not healing. And that says, no, not those sounds. These sounds, I'll take them in because they are helping. That really encouraged me. That research with that woman.
It's experience, I think the mysterious part of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the human body has got its own wisdom.
Yeah.
So beyond their mind
Yeah.
can know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with the sound we can come close to that mystery. That mystery of life, that mystery of what brings life, what makes life prosper and grow. Last week I had a session with somebody who was very sad and very depressed. So we spent a lot of time in the session in just talking and trying to find out what was wrong or what had caused this sadness and these feelings. And at some point we both became silent. And then I started almost, you couldn't hear it, I started singing. Very soft. In an impulse, you can say. For about maybe 5 or 6, 7 minutes. And after the singing stopped, we were silent again for some time. And then that person said, I returned to my body.
Oh.
I was away, stuck in this depression, stuck in the sadness. And now I'm here again. But I didn't know on forehand that I was going to sing. It was from this silence, from this listening, that the sounds came. Because it surprised me also that I was singing.
Oh. It's like the field. We are always talking about the energy in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was this invitation for the sounds.
Yeah, invitation. And I believe only people or therapists who is open-minded enough, relaxed, that kind of thing might happen. You don't hold up anything. You just let nature do its work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're in service.
It reminds me, I'm a spiral dynamics trainer. When we explain the 7th stage on a spiral, the color is yellow. We use a saying. When people reach that stage, you think you're an instrument of the universe. Yeah, you like a channel. Yeah. You let the source or higher self to guide you, to perform, to do things must be done without the involvement of the ego.
Yeah.
I think I just sensed that from what you are saying, your experience with the depressed patient.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
And in fact, that is the most difficult thing to teach people.
Sure.
And it is to do it, it's very simple.
True.
When you are in touch with that seven spiral, it's simple.
Yes, true. Talking about the seventh stage on the spiral, there's a concept people would have. They look. They have no fears. They're not fearful of happenings in their life. They just open up to what come to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my question is, when at roughly what age you started to have that feeling? You're just almost open up, to the life.
I think about 25 years ago when I was 50, end of the 40s, beginning of the 50s.
We have a saying from our sage Confucius. He says when people reaches 50 years old, he or she knows his sort of destiny, or the only the right thing match the meaning or purpose of his life or her life. People will get that connected. His physical life in his physical world, connect with the assignment from the universe.
So Confucius is right.
Okay, yeah. Your experience just approved.
Yeah, confirmed him.
Yeah, confirmed. Yes.
Yeah.
May I suggest? I would like to invite you to sing for maybe a couple of minutes for our audience tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Follow your
can.
heart.
Yeah, and we have to tell that the sound is never as it should be through these devices.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Thank you, Yvonne.
You're welcome.
This idea just came into my mind. Maybe we invite one new friend to share his or her experience, just when resonant with your singing just now.
It's fine.
Okay, my wife shared because she not convenient to speak. Let me translate. She felt her heart is wide open up and very much moved by your voice. She's taking the transpersonal psychology course, which provided me with the opportunity to know Pansori Living Sound. That's a clip. About 5 minutes. I just resonated with that. Okay. She said, "Thank you, Yvonne, for your singing." Okay. There's one participant. iPhone 7.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Frank. A moment ago when I was listening to your singing, it feels like the sound comes from somewhere deep in the universe. And my body kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I feel really peaceful. And actually I burped as if, something kind of smoothed out my breath. And also some heat comes up from the back of my spine. Yeah, and I was having a terrible headache actually before this interview. I was doing kind of massage, to myself, but as the interview went on, my pain gradually kind of became smaller. Yeah, especially with the singing part. I think I'm able to work with my brain now and maybe go back to work after this interview. and your Frank's interview, which kind of invites you to talk about your experiences, and that part I felt really inspiring about being yourself instead of like being one of others. Yeah, and then try to explore something that's not being done in the world, that's not already a career or whatever. Because I'm also in my 50s, and I've been exploring this for a little while. I'm trying to find my calling, as Frank said, how to make use of my life to the fullest. Yeah. So thank you so much, both of you.
Let's moving on our list.
Frank, maybe it's good to mention that there are CDs with my voice.
Yeah, I have put some pictures on our posters.
Okay, that's good, because then people know they can
yes.
use it from Apple or Spotify or whatever, they can download it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not as good as live, but it's still okay.